Hello there guys, Feng here, and welcome to Pro Gamer Manager. Okie doke then, so Pro Gamer Manager is a simulation game of you being a amateur gamer and you've got to work your way up to the top. Really cool concept. It's got a very similar graphic style to Game Dev Tycoon. It actually borrows some gameplay elements from Game Dev Tycoon, which is not necessarily a bad thing because I love Game Dev Tycoon anyway. And anything that brings similarity to that is always welcome in my book. But it is in early access. It's not feature complete. It's still quite early in its beta phase. But I actually wanted to get this video out because I wanted a two parts to this particular one. I want to go through the basics in this particular video, and then I want to give developers feedback in the next video and some things that I really would like to see changing. Now I know there's supposed to be an update for this game fairly soon, according to the developers, but I just, because I've only really played this a couple of days back, I only really got it a couple of days back, I just want to put it out to them to see, you know, if we can sort anything out. So, without further ado, let's actually crack onto the game. Now, there is sound in the game. You're not going to be able to hear sound. Why? Because I had to completely mute the game via Windows. There's no options menu to mute the music. The music was great for the first 20 seconds. When it's on repeat, constantly, for hours, it gets a tad bit annoying. There's no option to take that off. There is a separate launcher for the game that you can change your resolution, your full screen, you know, windowed mode, and the graphic fidelity of the game. So that's cool, but there really needs to be a sound option. But we're gonna crack on. So let's start a new game. Okay, we're gonna create a gamer. Nickname, I'm gonna say Fengferth. There we go. And team name is Fenginators, because why not? Oh, that's not a capital F. Gotta change that. There we go. We'll be Ryan Smith. Why not? Age 29. Okay. So, currently the game only supports a MOBA style of game. But they are going to include first-person shooters in the future as well. So you can choose whether you want to focus on MOBA gaming or FPS gaming, which is pretty cool. But obviously for now we're going to focus on MOBA. So we've got choosing our personality. Obviously each different personality is going to affect our stats, our mental stats and hidden perks. As far as I'm aware, there's actually no hidden perks as of yet. I haven't come across it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go for perfectionist, excellent decision making, balanced stats, and low temperament. Okay, so welcome to the game. It's got a very similar setup to Game Dev Tycoon. Now the actual game itself is called FOBA. As you can see, yeah, it's the most popular game ever on the planet. And you just can't stop playing it. Yeah, it's a bit of a typo there. And you can't just stop playing it is what it probably should be. But yeah, it's fine. Anyway. One of the interesting things I actually really liked about the game straight off the bat is that there's no real time. It's really weird because I'm so used to playing games like this in real time. And there's actually no time whatsoever. It's energy based. So it's kind of turn based. So you can decide what you want to do. So maybe with the energy I want to play a few MOBA games. Then maybe watch a stream. And you can do that. You can do that all in one day. And then once you've run out of energy you go to bed to replenish it. Really, really cool. Rage. I'm not 100% sure what this actually does. Because sadly there wasn't a tutorial. I had to basically guess what everything does, which is never a good sign. Okay, so we'll start off by playing the FOBA, because why not? So we automatically start off maining support. That is our main role, support, and we can actually research a new role, but we can't do it just yet because we don't have any EP, which is the game's version of research points. Okay, let's pick a champion. So as you can see, we've got, this is the roster. And you also get a very small overview of what each kind of a champion does. So as you can see, support focuses mainly on healing and utility usually. Sometimes sustain as well, and I think there was one tank. No, there's no tank. That's more for top lane. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pick. I didn't actually look at the meta. I'll talk about that in a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick a healer. We'll pick you for the time being. Okay, so now we can focus on improvements, so we can see whether we want to work better on your team, learn your champion's limits, or focus on identifying your champion's kit. I'm just going to go ahead and do that one for the time being. Obviously, we need to know what our champion actually does. So, very similar to MOBA fashion, you get picks like this. It goes one by one, and you also get banned champions and stuff. There is actually something a bit funny with the banned champions, which I'll talk about in the next video, but for now I just want to show you the basics. So as you can see, we actually get a little overview of what each team composition is. So as you can see, our team is a very early game team. Now that's useful because I'll try and change my tactic to accommodate for that. The enemy team has no disengage at all, so that's also pretty cool for me because now I'll know to be fairly aggressive. Okay, so we're going to continue, if it will let me. There we go. So now we have to choose what kind of focus we want to be for this particular game. So start off with, we can either be aggressive, normal, or passive. So we are actually going to go ahead and be aggressive because we have got an early game team. Lane phase, we can either stay with the ADC, harass support ADC, or run with jungler. Again, we're going to harass support and ADC. I think that would be a good idea. Team fights, we can either protect the front line, split enemy team, or protect the back line. Since I'm a healer, I'm going to go ahead and protect the front line. There we go. And we're going to begin. So, as you can see, there's a percentage time there. And I'm not 100% sure what this bar is. Again, there's no tutorial, so it's very difficult to tell what that bar actually does. And we won, which is fantastic. Godlike farming by support Fengferth. Supports aren't supposed to farm. I'm going to be using League of Legends as the main kind of MOBA because that's the only MOBA really that I have a lot of experience with. Obviously, I haven't had experience with it for a couple of years now, but you know that's kind of what I'm going to derive from. So yeah, as you can see, you actually got the map layout there as well, so that's pretty cool. So we got First Blood. We managed to push the first tower early game, which is fantastic. Mid game, they got the Gold Guardian, but we won the first team fight and the first tier 2, and we also basically ruffle stomp late game, which is fantastic. And apparently I was the best player, which is absolutely hilarious because this is my first game ever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You also get the nice rundown of KDA. I don't like this particular report though, and I'll tell you why in the next video, but we're just going to go ahead and carry on. So as you can see, that earned me some fans and EP. That's going to be pretty important later on, but for the time being we need to play a bit more. So let's go ahead and pick another champion. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, we need an X on this because we can't go back out when you accidentally press that, but again I'll talk about that next bloody episode. Next episode's going to be a lot of complaining, but you know, it's just something that I feel is needed because it's just the UI and stuff is just so very dodgy at the moment. Anyway, let's go ahead and use the same one again. Let's use MLA again. We are going to actually focus on learning champions limits rather this time. Here is the teams. Fantastic. Okie dokie. So, my team. So, actually, I probably should have mentioned this. For those of you that don't actually play MOBAs or not too sure what they are, it's a 5v5. Yeah, it's a bit late telling you this, but it's a 5v5 game where you've got to basically use teammates to cooperate. You've got to try and push all the way to the end and destroy their, well, in League of Legends it's called Nexus, but it's like their base. So, yeah. Normally the meta for that particular game, there's 5 different roles. You've got the ADC, which is the attack damage carry. You have the support, which supports the ADC usually. You've got mid lane, which is usually a bursty, sustainable champion. You got your jungle, which is also a sustain, but uses the jungle, the actual creeps that's in the jungle to farm, and they usually give buffs as well. And their job is to basically assist with the other lanes and gank when necessary. And then you got top lane, which is usually a very tanky, sustainable character that can basically hold top on its own. They also tend to be tanks for team fights and stuff. So yeah, that's just like a rough overview of that's with the League of Legends meta anyway. So we'll go with that. So I think this time I didn't actually check the fucking fingers, did I? It doesn't matter. I'll just go even Stevens. We'll go normal. We'll that's support ADC, and we'll try and split the enemy team up this time. I shouldn't have done that because we're healing, so that was a bit silly of me, but never mind. Okie dokie. We actually won, and we got 8 for that. 8 game score. That's actually pretty cool. Bloody hell, we're getting so lucky with these. I actually wasn't the best, but the opposite support was actually really terrible. So that's actually really good. Okie dokie then. So we'll go with that. I should now have enough EP to research a new role. Now, I've played a game of support. I've tried top. I've also tried ADC and jungle. So the one I haven't tried yet is mid. So we're going to go ahead and spec for mid. Okay, so that's going to be our new main role, mid. Now, the kind of cool thing about this is now that I've chosen mid as a role, it gives me access to a lot of new champions that are focused around mid. So if we go to Phoba News and we look at the champions tier list, this is really cool. So right up top of the list we can see this looks like a dragon dude, I guess, or Efrit or whatever it is. So this one here, that's OP. This particular champion is OP. It will carry alone if it has to. Yeah. Then you got the next ones down, which are slightly OP. They can win games, but they're kind of not considered as OP as SS. And then you've got the middle ground here, which is A+A. These are decent. The new players should flock tier to get used to and whatnot. Then you've got the lower tiers where these are okay. You need to be really good at that champion to actually win competitively. And then you've got right at the bottom, the last tier, which is complete and utter garbage. Absolute cat shit. There you go. That's putting it politely. So that's really cool. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and focus on these particular champions. So we'll focus on those ones. So we can't actually master a champion just yet. We need 10 more. We've got just enough energy to play one more Phoba game. So let's go ahead and do that. I suppose we'll use Varpa. Okay, Varpa. We'll focus on working better with the team. There we go. Okie dokie. So obviously, depending on what role you play, you do get different strategies to take into account. So we're a no initiation team. That's actually kind of, mind you, they're a no initiation team either, so that's actually not too bad. Okay, so as you can see, we can actually change this up. I can't move those, can I? So we're gonna go with normal. We could just go passive defensive for this one. So lane phase, we could either push for tower, which is good for early game. We can kill mid laner, which is good in general, or invade jungle, which to be quite honest, I've had no success with at all ever. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and make a push for the tower. Now, in team fights, we can either disrupt the front line, prevent disengage, or flank back line. So I'm actually going to go ahead and prevent the disengage. I think that'll be a good idea. Let's go with that. Okie dokie. I still don't know what that bar is, and that's annoying me because the game never tells you. No tutorial. It's really disappointing, really. Okay, so that item build works like a charm. Apparently I did okay. I got a fine, guys. We still suffered a defeat, but we still did decent. So, even though you've been defeated, I've actually come across one before where I did really well, got a really good kill death ratio, but we still lost because obviously the team was just like, was just feeding basically. Okay, so apparently I was the best farmer as well, so that's pretty good. Okay, then, so that's not too bad. I need a bit more EP, but we need to go to bed now because, as you can see, we have exhausted all of our energy. Also, our rage is building up because we lost. I've never had that go all up to full, so I don't know what that actually does. Okay, day 1. Certain combinations of champions are really hard to beat. Indeed, that would be the case. Okay, so let's just go through some of the other tabs. So as you can see, we've got profile here. This will actually show me obviously your stats, your mental stats, your role specific stats as well. So as you can see, we do a decent bit of harassing, which is pretty good. And we've got some gamer stats. That's the mechanics of the game, positioning. It doesn't actually tell you what these actually do. I mean, I understand because obviously I've played a lot of LoL back in the day. What these actually are. Obviously last hits, that's to get game money, team fighting, lane freezing, out zoning. I know what all that is, but it would be nice if you could hover over it and just got like a little thing about what each one does. So yeah, but that's just something. Now I'll talk about that in the next video. We've also got talents which aren't in yet. Brilliant, ain't it? You can buy a new house which also isn't in yet. So yeah, we can go for career. We can actually go ahead and look for a team. I think we're going to do that anyway because we could do with doing that as soon as possible so that we can actually earn some credits. Because you do have to pay rent on the house, which is kind of hilarious because it seems like you mean the family house, but yeah, you do need to pay for stuff monthly in this game, even though monthly is like every 10 days or something stuff like that. So yeah. It's kind of weird. Anyway, we don't have enough to research, so we're going to go ahead and play some more file. But I'm not going to watch yet because there's no need to watch. Varpa. We'll go with champion strength this time. Try and get more used to it. There we go. Okay. So there's the lineup. We have a glass cannon team. That's not good, but they have a glass cannon team as well. So really, what we probably should be doing is harassing as much as possible. We'll try and kill the mid laner, and we'll flank the back line. There we go. That's what we'll do. Hopefully, it works out. It might not. It seems very random. Okay. We actually got our game score right. That's actually pretty good. We got a very good kill death ratio, so that's pretty fantastic. I was actually the best farmer again. I actually seem to be doing the best farm on a lot of games so far. Unbeatable. Winning factors, jungle invade in lane phases, and knockbacks in team fights. Fantastic. That gives us enough EP now to actually focus on one champion. So we're going to master. I keep forgetting the name. They've got very weird names that are very unrememberable. Varpa, there we go. So we'll practice Varpa. There we go. So now if we go to profile, we can see that this is actually our best champion because we've studied it a lot and we are obviously getting more used to it. Now, as far as I can tell, even though we've been playing with it for quite some time now, we don't actually have any experience with it as of yet because we've only just started to actually, research it properly. Now, if I really wanted to, and we're going to try, we could actually watch a FOBA. We can watch a live stream of the best rank in the world. So as you can see, Lasso is fantastic. World rank 6 actually tells you what mentality they have and the salary that they gain, which is kind of cool. But as you can see, his best champions is actually one that we're using is our main champion. So we're going to go ahead and watch him now. This is something else I'll touch upon in the next video, but it's very difficult to see what we actually learn from this. I don't know if we actually gain any experience for the champion in question or all the champions in question that he uses, or if that even does anything at all. It's very difficult. Well, it doesn't look like it because it hasn't actually gone up, so no idea. Anyway, we're going to play some more FOBA. We can now pick comfort pick because obviously now we're now comfortable with this particular champion. So we're going to go ahead and identify the strengths. Okie dokie. So we've got a balanced team and an early game team. So we need to try and I suppose we should try and be passive. Possibly. We'll push for tower early on. No, actually, we'll kill mid laner and we'll disrupt the front line. That sounds like a decent idea. It might work, it might not work. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, guys. Okay, so we actually won. Wow. Not bad. Splitting in lane phase and silencing in team fights. Brilliant. Not bad at all. That's gives us quite a lot of EP as well. It's not enough EP for anything now, so we're going to go to bed. Rest all of our, regenerate all of our energy. And now it's day 2. Fantastic. I do like these tips. To be masterful balance, you need to do blah blah blah. Okay, so we've actually been offered a contract for a team. Your friend told us you pay a consistent mid lane. You'll be a great addition to our team. Fantastic. That's a very low salary for that though. I'm actually a bit concerned about that, but we should be okay. So as you can see, our overall stat is 6. We've only really just started playing mid, so it's not really surprising. A lot of bad morale in this. Jesus Christ, believes Elo should be replaced with a new player. Is Elo the mid? No, he's the jungle. That's a shame. So I don't think I'm going to be maining mid for the time being. I think that obviously the other guy will for the time being. But now we have got access to a few new options. As you can see, we can see the contract. We can see what our team's opinion of us. We can also see the squad. Obviously, I've just showed you that. We can see the tactics of what we use. So as you can see, we're a very aggressive AoE team that has primary focus on kills, which is decent. And it actually shows you the tactics that we use. So at the moment, we're not in the starting lineup at the moment, so let's bear that in mind. We've also got career advancements. These aren't going to be useful to us at the moment, but later on down the line they will once we start streaming. But as you can see, we can spend that much on a luxury vacation, which will give general appies to everyone. Phoba instructor, which will give game stat bonuses for full team and synergies, and all this other kind of good stuff. So that's pretty cool. I haven't really got past the Phoba instructor actually, but we'll talk about that. But I'll talk about that in the next video. Okay, so let's go ahead and play some more. Why not? Let's go with focus on working with your team better. Okay, so we're no disengaged team, which is not great, but they're a no damage team. That's not necessarily mean it's insta win. I have actually come across a no damage team and have still lost. So I think what we'll do is we'll definitely play aggressive, since that's kind of our team's kind of thing. I know we're not playing with the team at the moment, but that's kind of our thing to do. And we'll prevent the disengage. Okie dokie. So let's see. Okay, out-farmed and out-played by enemy mid laner. Wow. Complete clusterfuck. Well, that's not good, is it? Okay, let's continue. Let's see if we can get a bit better. Let's do champion knowledge. I mean, I'm just going by what I think, because obviously me playing LoL, I'm just going by what the team comps am and trying to accommodate for that. But it doesn't always seem to matter a lot of the time. Full AD team. So again, we probably want to focus on possibly aggressive. Actually, no, let's focus on normal. We'll try and kill the mid laner if we can, and we'll disrupt. No, we'll flank the black line. Hopefully. Has that worked out in our favour? No. Bad item choices from mid lane Fengferth. This is another thing that I'll touch upon in the next video, by the way, because that's about as useful to me as a piece of poo in the toilet. So yeah. Okay, next one. Research. We could actually master another champion if we really wanted to, but I'm not going to. We're actually getting better with our champion, as you can see now, so our bar is slightly going up. I do believe it goes up higher if you win. But, you know, that's just the way it is. So there we go. We're going to carry on. No disengage team, no initiation team. Okie dokie. So, let's go with... There are no initiation teams, so maybe we should just be aggressive with them. And prevent the disengage while killing the mid laner. Seems like a good plan. Will it work? Let's find out. No. Mid lane versus mid lane. I'm doing fucking terrible. I'm actually going to start raging soon by the look of it. That's not good. We're actually losing a lot of time on this because we're not gaining the research needed to actually do anything. God damn it. God damn it. No disengage, balanced team. Since we've got no disengage, we should probably go aggressive. I don't know though, maybe we should just go passive. I don't know. I'm actually not sure now because it doesn't really seem to matter what I pick. It just seems to go out the window anyway. You know what, let's just get balanced. God damn it. I don't know. Hey, we actually won that one. Team fight perfection. That's interesting. Completely random. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's completely bloody random half the time. But yeah, we got a decent kill death ratio there, so that's good. For the last one, I might actually go ahead and just watch this particular game and see if that actually see if that'll help us learn more of the mechanics and stuff. Good, good, good. Indeed, now we should be able to sleep because, you know, we're out of energy. That's actually released a bit of rage as well, winning that game then, so that's good. Learning some things in early game might help you in your career later. Indeed. More than you know, actually. Okay, so I still need a little bit. I'm not going to learn a specialty just yet. I did want to try and focus on getting the streaming, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it in this particular video because of how long it's going to take to try and get there. It does take a little bit of a while, especially if you keep losing, which we are at the moment. Early game team, so aggressive, push, and prevent disengage. That one I know. That one I just know because obviously that makes the most sense. Early game, just try and be as aggressive as possible, and it's still actually we actually got pushed back. Even though we tried to push the tower. That's hilarious. Maybe it was too aggressive. Oh well. That's life. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now that you've got a roughly overview of the basics, is I'm going to actually end this particular video. I do want to do a proper series on this, but as you'll find out why in the next video, I'm going to leave it on hold until there's either a big update or until stuff changes. So I'll see you next time, guys.